counties at the same time. I am well aware that some of these functions are currently not devolved and may require constitutional amendments to be transferred to counties. But through delegation of functions and legislation, we can get this work done and in the process take more power and resources and prosperity to the people. Finally, I want to address two other issues. One, the governors have mentioned it, that governors serve the counties, and they can serve 1 term, 2 terms. I've got a number of governors who have served 2 terms. In Parliament, we did an amendment so that any member of Parliament who serves 2 terms is automatically entitled to a pension. Why can we not do the same thing to the governors? A governor who has served 2 terms needs to be entitled automatically to a pension. So this is a recommendation that should come from Homaby. And members of Parliament should seize this matter and go and move an amendment in Parliament. Okay? Second thing is issue of corruption. You see, corruption is not confined to the counties, and I'm happy that the President talked about this. I talked about it the other day. Our society will not develop until we manage this animal, this beast called corruption. And it is in all aspects of our lives. First, you talk about the executive. It is rampant in the executive. Not at county only, first at the national level. In the procurement and in revenue collection, that's where it resides. Revenue collection, these revenue officers, whether it be the customs officers, they be income tax, they be VAT officers, there's a lot of pilferage in that right. There's a lot of leakages. And then procurement officers. Again, here there's an area where there's a lot of pilferage. You're procuring so expensively. You'll be told now you're building affordable housing. But at what cost? At what cost are you building the affordable housing? Yeah? And all that eventually is burden pushed to the taxpayer. So this is an area where we need to face these enemies of our society squarely, in procurement and in revenue collection. The other area here is, and this is both at the national and at the county level. Then go over to the legislature. Again, it's domiciled in the legislature. A lot of money was being wasted by people who should be working productively, being summoned to appear before parliamentary committees. And you find parliamentary committees sometimes saying, we are cancelling this project. They're only doing that because they've been funded by a contractor who lost the contract. When there's a tender, there must be a winner. And once that the tender has been awarded, the contractors who lost will look for the member of parliament or an MCA, or the contract has been corruptly awarded. Then immediately they now summon the minister or the PS to come, and you want to investigate this. They shout a lot, make a lot of noise, but basically they are being paid by the losing contractor. As they've been doing this, you find the contract has been properly awarded, is suspended, is cancelled, and you know the financial year is very short. By the time you awarded the contract, it is September. If somebody goes and suspends it, you'll be into the new year. The whole financial year is wasted, money is not spent. So Parliament must also be brought in on board properly, because Parliament is also actually impeding implementation of government projects by being corrupted by contractors. And then, come over to judiciary. Judiciary is also not blameless. When some people tell you that rather than wasting my money in hiring a lawyer, I'd rather bribe a judge, and I will get whatever I want. A criminal, somebody that committed a crime, when he's supposed to be arrested, rushes to court, and when they go to court there, gets an order to stop him from being arrested. So the judiciary is a major impediment also. So the corruption resides also in the judiciary. And you come down to the private sector. The private sector is also not blameless. The private sector is where there's competition for contracts, and they're the ones who now go and bribe the executive, they also bribe the legislature, and so on. So there's always a giver and a taker in a corrupt deal. So the private sector is also not blameless. The media is also not blameless here. The media is very much deeply involved. If you see the media saying, oh, we are exposing corruption here, they have been paid. But we have done a professional investigation exposing corruption in the legislature, or in judiciary, in the executive. They themselves have been paid to do what they're doing. So the media is not blameless in this one here. So we need to deal with this issue squarely by looking at this animal called corruption, the face, and dealing with it. That's the only way that our country will be able to move forward. I thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you very much.